What would have happened if Vinnie Vincent had joined Blizzard of Ozz in 1979? Excellent question I got from a viewer. Let's talk about it. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Christian Duke. You're watching Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube, sightsoundsflavors.com. If at any point in time you like this video, smash that like button. Also, guys, please subscribe to the channel. That helps the channel like you would not imagine. And ring the bell for notifications. There's also a button down below throughout the whole video that you can click. It won't take you anywhere, but it'll really help the channel. And please leave a comment down below. 1979, we know from the accounts of when Ozzy hired Randy Rhoads through Dana Strum, who would go on to become bass player and sort of a co-producer in The Invasion, that Ozzy was in a bad place. He didn't even remember auditioning Randy. He was very drunk, probably sleep deprived. You know, back in the 70s, a lot of those guys liked. And the reality of the matter is that, you know, he had left Black Sabbath or was fired or whatever, and he wasn't in a good place. And he got Randy because Dana wanted him to get Randy. Dana was like on Randy's back. Randy was working with Quiet Riot, and they weren't really getting anything. I mean, they had, I think, a Japanese deal possibly, but they weren't getting an American deal. Randy's playing in Quiet Riot was nothing like Randy's playing with Ozzy or with Blizzard of Ozz. Initially, it was a band. It wasn't a solo. It was a band. It was called Blizzard of Ozz. And, you know, it just wasn't, it wasn't the ideal situation for Randy. So when Randy was offered the opportunity to join an established act, he was all over it because what Randy wanted to do was play his music by his own terms. Now, what's very interesting is the timing of this all, because when Randy passed, you know, Vinnie was with Kiss. And when Randy got hired, Vinnie wasn't with Kiss, but Vinnie also wasn't really a big name. He had done some stuff, but he wasn't established like that. So it's weird how the timing of it all worked out, because the very thing, now hear me out here, because I know a lot of you guys hate Vinnie Vincent, and any mention of Vinnie Vincent, you guys are just going to like rain on. But listen to me. Just all I ask is listen to me. The only thing that Vinnie truly wanted from Gene and Paul, even more than a contract, even more than money, even more than the right royalties package, was freedom. We always hear about how Gene and Paul had to tell Vinnie what he was going to play. Cut Vinnie short on his solos. Wouldn't let Vinnie go there, or wouldn't let Vinnie go there, or wouldn't let Vinnie do that. Vinnie didn't want to sing a lead vocal. Vinnie didn't want to, like, do anything vocally. Vinnie wanted to play his guitar, his solo. That was his signature. And we always hear about Gene and Paul saying this was their band. You even hear Eric Carr saying that Vinnie tried to take over. He wasn't trying to take over. He was just trying to play guitar on his own terms. Maybe Kiss, control freaks that they are, see that as taking over. But Ozzy gave that to Randy Rhoads. Ozzy let Randy express himself like he couldn't do in Quiet Riot. And that's why the Randy Rhoads that we hear with Ozzy sounds nothing like the Randy Rhoads with Quiet Riot. Something happened there. There was a huge change. I mean, look at Pantera. The first few Pantera records, their hair metal albums, they don't sound anything like Vulgar. They don't sound anything like Southern Trendkill. They don't sound anything like that. They just made a huge change because it was like, this was the Pantera that was meant to be number one. You know what I mean? And Randy completely changed as a guitar player from when he was with Quiet Riot to when he joined the Ozzy Osbourne band, the Blizzard of Ozz. And so imagine, and it's just so crazy because the guy, the catalyst, if you will, the guy that made it happen between Randy and Ozzy was Dana Strum. I've even read accounts where Randy finally went to audition mainly to get Dana off his back because Dana was adamant about Randy auditioning for Ozzy. So the people that say, oh, you know, Vinnie and Ozzy, those worlds would never combine. Maybe not in 1979, but in the mid-'80s, most definitely, you know. And the same person we're talking about actually was a member of the Vinnie Vincent Invasion, the hottest band of 1986. So it's just weird how things work out. Listen, If Vinnie Vincent had joined in 1979, maybe it wouldn't have been as big as we think, because we're thinking of a Vinnie Vincent in the mid 80s, not the late 70s. In the late 70s, maybe that Vinnie Vincent wouldn't have been able to do for Ozzy what Vinnie Vincent just 3 years later did for Kiss with Creatures of the Night and Lick It Up. Maybe it wouldn't have been the Vinnie Vincent that formed The Invasion, the hottest band of 1986. Maybe would not have been the Vinnie of the early 90s that saved Kiss for a second time. Guys, Crazy Nights was a disastrously embarrassing record. It had good music, good songs, but that wasn't a Kiss record. Not a Kiss record that you can hold up to the 70s era. Not a Kiss record that you can hold up to the Look It Up era. It was party hardy, bubblegum, just music. And Hot in the Shade was not a very good record. I'm sorry. Look, I know you guys really will not like what I'm saying, but I'm just being honest. Look at the sales, look at the charts, look at the, tour packages that were put together, and you will see a dramatic difference from Lick It Up, Animalize, Asylum. And, Animalize and Asylum, to a large degree, were riding off the coattails of Lick It Up. And again, you may say otherwise, but I know what I'm talking about. Mark St. John lasted how long? A month. Okay? Bruce who? No, come on. And how much did Bruce write? Nothing. So the reality of the matter is that Lick It Up gave that band the push for Animalize, Asylum, and then left to their own devices, they put out a lot of trash in the 80s, a lot of Crazy Nights, a lot of Hot in the Shades. They were, again, on the ropes. Again, Vinnie came in. And he didn't write 8 out of 10 songs, but you know what? He wrote the biggest songs on Revenge, and that no one can deny. No one. So, could a Vinnie Vincent have done more, or at least the same, or done something for Ozzy in Look, anybody with any kind of musicianship and work ethic could have helped Ozzy in 1979. The guy was a train wreck, okay? The guy auditioned Randy, gave him the job, went to England to audition another guitarist, and forgot that he had auditioned Randy. The guy says that he came out and met Ozzy when Dana and Randy and everybody that was in the room said he never left the control room, that he didn't meet Randy until the next day. The guy was just completely out and out. He was done. And Randy saved him because of Dana. And then he saved Kiss. Not once, but twice. So if he could do that for Kiss, of course he could do it for Ozzy. The question is, what would that have sounded like? Because Ozzy wasn't like Gene and Paul. Ozzy gave Randy the reins. He let him do whatever he wanted. Imagine if Vinnie had had that. That would have been something. And Ozzy wouldn't have been a cheapskate like Kiss was, that gave Vinnie $2,000 a month. Ozzy would have given him a good contract, especially because the guy could write, the guy could play. And let's not forget, this is the one thing that people wanted to talk about. Vinnie can sing a lead vocal. Should have done it with The Invasion, could have done it with Kiss. I think that if Vinnie had even a decent contract, not a lucrative one, but a decent contract and the ability to have his artistic freedom, the freedom that Ozzy gave Randy, he never would have left Ozzy. So it would be an interesting discussion to have. I look forward to your comments, and I appreciate the viewer that gave me the idea, because this was not my idea, but this is a really good one. And maybe I'll put the viewers' YouTube in the description, so that I've already told him he should make videos. I don't know if he does or he doesn't, but he really should. That's a really good idea. I've never heard of anyone say, why didn't Vinnie Vincent work with Ozzy?